Did you know that nearly half of all seniors taking magnesium are actually absorbing it the wrong way? And instead of feeling stronger, they're ending up with weaker muscles, restless sleep, and even more fatigue. Shocking, isn't it? I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, a longevity physician with decades of experience helping seniors live fuller, healthier lives. And today, I've invited a very special guest, a man whose teachings on aging have inspired people all around the world. He is Japan's oldest practicing physician, still treating patients and guiding generations, Dr. Shigaki Hinohara. Doctor, thank you for joining me.
It is my honor, Howard. But let me say this clearly right at the start. Magnesium can be your greatest ally, or it can quietly work against you, depending on how you take it.
That's exactly what we need to unpack today, because so many seniors hear magnesium is essential for the heart, bones, and muscles, but no one tells them about the hidden traps. Let's begin with the basics. Why do you say magnesium, taken the wrong way, can make seniors weaker instead of stronger?
Because magnesium isn't just a single pill. It is a mineral that interacts with hundreds of systems in the body. Over 300 chemical reactions rely on it. If it's taken at the wrong time, in the wrong form, or without balance, it doesn't help muscles. It actually drains them. For example, studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that poorly absorbed forms of magnesium can cause digestive distress, pulling water into the gut. That leaves seniors dehydrated, with cramps, weakness, and fatigue.
So instead of restoring strength, they're losing energy.
Exactly. And another issue is timing. Seniors who take magnesium in the morning often feel sluggish because it relaxes muscles and calms the nervous system. That is a benefit at the right time. But taken too early, it robs energy from the day. When taken in the evening, however, it supports deep sleep and muscle recovery.
That makes so much sense. Most people think of supplements as any time is fine, but what you're saying is that the body listens to rhythm, not just dosage.
Yes, Howard. The body has a clock. In Japan, we teach seniors to take magnesium-rich foods or gentle supplements with their evening meal. That's when the body begins repair. Taken with protein and leafy greens, absorption improves dramatically. But swallowed alone, on an empty stomach, much is wasted, or worse, it irritates the gut.
That's fascinating, Doctor. So the danger isn't magnesium itself, it's misunderstanding how the body wants to receive it.
Precisely. And when seniors adjust the timing, the form, and the pairings, magnesium becomes one of the most powerful allies for strength, calmness, and longevity.
Doctor, let's go deeper into this. Magnesium is always promoted as a must-have for seniors. Yet you're saying that the very way it's taken can actually make them weaker. Why is magnesium such a complicated mineral for older adults?
Because magnesium is not just a nutrient. It's a regulator. It keeps your heart rhythm steady, your muscles contracting and relaxing properly, your nerves sending signals smoothly. The National Institutes of Health estimates that nearly 50% of older adults don't get enough magnesium through diet. And yet, many of those who do supplement end up with poor absorption or side effects, which cancel out the benefits.
That's incredible. So half of seniors aren't getting enough, and the other half may be taking it the wrong way.
Exactly. One of the biggest mistakes is thinking all forms of magnesium are equal. They are not. Magnesium oxide, for example, is cheap and common in supplements, but studies show the body absorbs less than 4% of it. That means most of what you swallow passes right through, leaving you with gas or loose stools instead of stronger bones or calmer nerves.
So seniors believe they're supporting their health, but in reality, they're just irritating their stomach.
Yes, and when that happens, many give up entirely. They assume their body doesn't tolerate magnesium, when really, it was the wrong form. Gentle forms like magnesium glycinate or citrate are far better absorbed and kinder to the digestive system.
That's such an important distinction, because I imagine many seniors just grab whatever is cheapest at the pharmacy without realizing the difference.
Correct. And the second mistake is timing. Magnesium's natural role is relaxation. It lowers stress hormones, relaxes muscles, and prepares the body for sleep. If you take it first thing in the morning, it can make you feel heavy, sluggish, even weaker during activities that require alertness. But when taken in the evening, the same magnesium improves sleep, reduces cramps, and supports overnight muscle recovery.
That's a complete flip of perspective. The same mineral, but depending on timing, it either drains energy or restores it.
Precisely. And there's a third issue: pairing. Magnesium doesn't work in isolation. It's best absorbed when taken with certain foods. Pair it with protein and leafy greens, and absorption improves dramatically. Pair it with coffee or alcohol, and you lose much of it before the body ever has a chance to use it.
That makes me think of so many seniors who take their pills with a morning cup of coffee. They may not realize they're flushing away the very nutrient they need most.
Yes, and the consequences are subtle at first. Muscle cramps at night, tingling in the legs, fatigue that lingers even after rest, irregular sleep patterns. These are often brushed off as normal aging, but they're signals the body is asking for balance.
And those signals, if ignored, can become bigger problems, right?
Absolutely. Long-term magnesium imbalance can increase the risk of arrhythmias, high blood pressure, even osteoporosis. But the tragedy is that seniors often live with these warning signs for years, never realizing magnesium misuse was playing a role.
So the message is clear. Magnesium isn't the enemy. The real danger is misunderstanding how, when, and with what to take it.
That's right. Once seniors learn the rhythm, the right form, and the right pairings, magnesium becomes one of the most powerful allies for strength, calm, and longevity.
Doctor, now that we've seen the risks of magnesium misuse, let's get practical. If you had to guide seniors listening right now, what's the safest and most effective way to actually take magnesium?
The first rule is rhythm. Magnesium belongs to the evening. When taken with dinner, it works with the body's natural repair cycle. Think of it as fuel for the night shift, supporting muscles, nerves, and the brain while you rest.
So dinner is the sweet spot?
Yes. Imagine your body like a workshop. Daytime is when you use your tools, walking, lifting, thinking. Nighttime is when the repairs happen. Magnesium's relaxing effect helps you drift into deeper sleep stages. That's when growth hormone is released, tissues are rebuilt, and energy reserves are restored. If you give the body magnesium at this time, it works with the natural cycle instead of against it.
That's fascinating. And it explains why so many seniors who take magnesium in the morning complain of sluggishness. They're fueling the wrong shift.
Exactly. The second rule is form. Not all magnesium is created equal. Magnesium glycinate, for example, binds to glycine, an amino acid that calms the nervous system. This makes it excellent for sleep, anxiety, or chronic pain. Magnesium citrate is another option. better for digestion and relieving constipation. Seniors should avoid oxide or carbonate forms unless prescribed. They're poorly absorbed and often cause stomach upset.
That's an important clarification, because on a store shelf, those differences aren't obvious at all.
And that's the problem. Many supplement bottles don't explain absorption rates. Seniors deserve to know that choosing the right form can be the difference between real benefits and wasted money.
Let's talk about food. You mentioned earlier that pairing magnesium with certain foods improves absorption. What should seniors keep in mind here?
Pair magnesium with protein and leafy greens. A dinner of salmon with spinach, or a simple lentil stew with kale, not only delivers natural magnesium, but also the cofactors, vitamin B6, protein, and potassium, that help it enter the cells. Even a handful of pumpkin seeds with yogurt makes a perfect evening snack.
And what about what not to pair it with?
Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and very high doses of calcium at the same time. Caffeine and alcohol speed up loss through the kidneys, while excess calcium competes with magnesium for absorption. This doesn't mean seniors should avoid calcium, but rather separate the timing: morning for calcium, evening for magnesium.
That's such a clear and simple rhythm. Calcium in the morning, magnesium at night. Balance instead of overload.
Yes, Howard. And that brings us to something I always tell patients. Listen to the signals. If magnesium is working, you'll notice fewer nighttime cramps, calmer nerves, steadier sleep, and more energy in the morning. If you feel groggy, bloated, or restless, it may be the wrong form or timing.
So it's less about swallowing a pill and more about creating a partnership with the body.
Precisely. Supplements should act like supportive friends, not uninvited guests. When taken in the right way, magnesium restores confidence in the body. Seniors often tell me that within weeks of adjusting timing and form, their legs feel lighter, their heart steadier, and their mornings brighter.
That's powerful, doctor, because what you're describing isn't just physical repair, it's emotional relief. Seniors stop fearing their own bodies when they finally feel them responding.
Yes, and that emotional lift is as important as the mineral itself. When you believe your body can still improve, you set in motion a healing that no pill alone can create.
Doctor, we've talked about rhythm, timing, and food pairings, but I want to get into something practical that every senior listening can use. What are the warning signs that their body isn't handling magnesium correctly?
That's such an important question. Magnesium is quiet. It doesn't scream until the problem is advanced. But the body always whispers first. The earliest red flag is muscle cramps, often at night. Seniors may wake up with their calves tightening or their feet twitching. Many dismiss this as just old age. But it's the body saying magnesium isn't in balance.
I've had patients who thought those cramps were from walking too much or even dehydration, but you're saying it can be a mineral imbalance.
Exactly. And that's not the only sign. Trouble falling asleep or staying asleep is another common clue. Magnesium is central to the body's sleep cycle. When levels are low, or when it's taken at the wrong time, rest becomes shallow. Seniors report waking often or feeling unrefreshed in the morning.
So sleepless nights might not just be about stress, they could be a magnesium rhythm issue.
Correct. And here's another subtle sign. Irregular heartbeat. The heart is a muscle, and it depends on magnesium to fire electrical signals smoothly. Without enough, some seniors feel palpitations, skipped beats, or a pounding heart at night. Now, this doesn't mean magnesium is always the cause, but it's a red flag that should never be ignored.
That sounds frightening, because those symptoms could be mistaken for something far worse, like a heart attack.
Yes, and that's why awareness matters. Magnesium deficiency doesn't kill in a single moment, but over time, it increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, even stroke. The tragedy is that many seniors live for years with fatigue, cramps, or palpitations, assuming it's aging, when in reality, their cells are simply starved of a mineral.
Let's pause there. That's powerful. Seniors listening right now might be thinking about their own restless legs or their irregular sleep. What's another hidden sign they should pay attention to?
Anxiety and low mood. Magnesium regulates the stress hormone cortisol. When levels dip, the nervous system becomes more excitable, leading to worry, racing thoughts, or irritability. Many older adults are prescribed sleeping pills or antidepressants without anyone checking if magnesium deficiency is contributing.
So the body might be asking for minerals, but we're giving it medication instead.
Exactly. And here's something else. Digestion. Too much of the wrong form of magnesium, especially oxide, causes diarrhea. Too little magnesium, and constipation sets in. Seniors often swing between both extremes without realizing their supplement choices are at the root.
That's eye-opening. Because so many people believe their digestion issues are diet-related alone, when in fact the supplement cabinet may be part of the story.
Yes, Howard. And the final red flag I'll mention is weakness. Seniors describe it as, "My legs feel like jelly," or "I just don't have the strength I used to." That weakness is not always muscle loss. It can be poor magnesium function, preventing energy from being created inside the cells.
So weakness isn't always sarcopenia or aging. It can be chemistry.
Precisely. And once balance is restored, energy returns. I've seen seniors regain confidence walking, climbing stairs, even gardening again, just from correcting how they take magnesium.
That's remarkable, because it means seniors don't have to accept these red flags as destiny. They can act on them.
Yes, and that's the uplifting truth. These whispers from the body are not signs of failure. They're invitations to restore balance. And magnesium, taken properly, is one of the fastest ways to honor that invitation.
Doctor, the signs you just shared are so clear, but I know what seniors listening right now really want to hear is this. How do they fix it? How can magnesium stop being a weakness trap and instead become a real ally for strength and vitality?
The answer lies in small, daily routines. Seniors don't need to overhaul their entire lifestyle. They need to reframe how they use magnesium. First, it starts with timing. As I've said, magnesium belongs to the evening. Take it after dinner, never on an empty stomach, and always with water. That one change alone can transform the results.
So no more swallowing it with morning coffee. Evening with food is the golden rule.
Exactly. Second, pair it with foods that boost absorption. A simple bowl of yogurt with pumpkin seeds, a piece of salmon with spinach, or even lentil soup with kale. These combinations supply not only magnesium, but also protein, B vitamins, and potassium, all cofactors that help the body actually use the mineral.
That makes it less about chasing pills, and more about weaving the supplement into a meal the body already understands.
Yes, Howard. The body doesn't thrive on isolation. It thrives on synergy. Supplements should mimic nature. Magnesium taken with whole foods acts like a team player. Taken alone, it often plays against the body.
What about dosage? Many seniors think more is better. They keep increasing their magnesium, hoping for stronger results.
That's a common mistake. For most healthy seniors, 300 to 400 milligrams per day is enough. Going beyond that rarely adds benefits. Instead, it stresses the kidneys and the gut. Balance is more powerful than excess, and it's important to remember, if kidneys are not healthy, seniors must consult their doctor before supplementing at all.
So the right dose, at the right time, with the right foods. That sounds simple, but powerful.
It is. And here's something often overlooked: movement. Magnesium fuels muscle relaxation, but movement is what tells the body where to use it. Seniors who take magnesium and then go for a gentle evening walk or do light stretching often feel better results. It's as if the mineral listens to the body's activity and directs itself to the areas in need.
That's fascinating. So we're not just talking about a supplement, we're talking about creating a ritual, dinner, magnesium, gentle movement, and then sleep.
Exactly. I call it the evening restoration cycle. When repeated nightly, it trains the body to repair instead of decline. Muscles restock energy, nerves quiet down, and the heart beats more steadily. Within weeks, seniors notice fewer cramps, deeper sleep, and lighter mornings.
That must feel liberating, like the body is finally cooperating again.
Yes, and the emotional impact is enormous. Seniors tell me they stop fearing the night. No more dread of cramps or racing thoughts. Instead, they look forward to bedtime as a time of renewal. That shift in mindset fuels confidence during the day.
So magnesium becomes more than a pill. It becomes part of a daily rhythm of healing.
Precisely. And the beauty is that it doesn't require expensive treatments or complex regimens. It's about restoring the body's natural intelligence. Magnesium isn't a magic bullet, but when used wisely, it reminds the body how to heal itself.
That's a message I hope every senior takes to heart. It's not about adding more pills, it's about creating smarter routines.
Yes, Howard. And once seniors master this evening cycle, magnesium stops being a weakness trap and becomes a lifelong ally for strength, stability, and peace of mind.
Doctor, we've covered routines and short-term fixes. But what about the bigger picture? If a senior gets magnesium balance right and sticks with it for years, what changes can they realistically expect in their health?
That's where magnesium truly shines. The benefits compound over time. Let's start with the bones. Magnesium doesn't just help muscles, it's one of the key minerals for bone density. Studies published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society show that seniors with higher magnesium intake have significantly stronger bones and lower fracture risk.
So magnesium isn't just supporting muscle relaxation, it's fortifying the very structure of the body.
Exactly. Many people focus only on calcium for bones. But without magnesium, calcium is misplaced. Instead of building bone, it hardens arteries. Magnesium directs calcium to the right places. That's why balance is more important than sheer volume.
That's powerful. Because most seniors listening right now probably think stronger bones just means more calcium. But you're saying it's the partnership of minerals that protects them.
Correct. And beyond bones, magnesium is a quiet protector of the heart. Research from the American Heart Association shows seniors with low magnesium levels are more likely to experience hypertension and irregular heart rhythms. Balanced magnesium intake helps keep blood vessels relaxed, blood pressure stable, and the heartbeat steady.
So it literally protects the rhythm of life.
Yes, Howard. And let's not forget the brain. Magnesium is essential for nerve signaling and memory formation. Japanese studies on aging populations reveal that seniors with higher magnesium levels had sharper cognitive function and lower risk of dementia. It's as if magnesium acts like an electrical stabilizer, keeping the brain's circuits firing smoothly.
That's fascinating. So a senior who takes magnesium wisely over the years isn't just protecting bones and heart. They may be protecting their memory, too.
Precisely. And that gives seniors something priceless: independence. Strong bones, a steady heart, and a sharp mind allow them to live on their own terms. They can walk without fear of falling, sleep without fear of arrhythmias, and think clearly enough to enjoy conversations and decisions.
That paints a hopeful picture, because so often seniors are told decline is inevitable. Yet what you're describing is resilience, aging with strength instead of weakness.
Yes, and magnesium is one piece of that puzzle. It doesn't stop aging, but it slows the losses. It gives the body the raw materials to repair what time erodes. Over decades, that can mean the difference between a life of dependence and a life of freedom.
Let me ask this. How quickly do seniors notice these long-term effects?
Some benefits, like better sleep or fewer cramps, appear within weeks. But the deeper benefits, stronger bones, healthier arteries, sharper memory, emerge over months and years. The key is consistency. A single pill does nothing. A daily rhythm, repeated over time, creates transformation.
That consistency seems to be the secret. Not magic, not miracles, but steady input.
Exactly. Longevity is built like a house, brick by brick, day by day. Magnesium is one of those foundation bricks. Without it, the house wobbles. With it, the house stands taller, longer.
That's such a hopeful message for seniors listening right now. Taking magnesium wisely isn't just about today's sleep or tonight's cramps. It's about protecting their future self.
Yes, Howard. And that's the gift of balance. It gives back not only strength, but time. Time to move, to think, to live with dignity.
Doctor, we've covered the science beautifully, but I know stories bring this to life. Do you have examples of seniors who turned things around simply by changing how they took magnesium?
Many, Howard. Let me begin with Mrs. Tanaka, an 82-year-old patient in Tokyo. She came to me exhausted, with nightly leg cramps and poor sleep. Her family thought it was just aging, but when I looked closely, I saw she was taking magnesium oxide every morning with coffee. Poorly absorbed, wrong timing, wrong pairing. We shifted her to magnesium glycinate with dinner, paired with salmon and spinach. Within 3 weeks, her cramps were gone. By 6 weeks, she was sleeping through the night. She later told me, "I thought I was finished, but my body is awake again."
That's powerful. Just one simple shift gave her back her nights.
Yes, and another story. Mr. Williams, 77, in New York. He had irregular heartbeats that frightened him. His doctor prescribed medication, which helped somewhat, but the palpitations returned. When we reviewed his habits, we found he often skipped magnesium because he thought it wasn't urgent. We added a consistent nightly routine, magnesium glycinate after a light dinner, plus a 10-minute walk. Over months, his arrhythmias calmed. His cardiologist later remarked that his heart rhythm looked steadier than it had in years.
That's incredible. And it shows magnesium doesn't replace medicine, but it strengthens the body so medicine works better.
Exactly. It's not about replacing, it's about restoring balance. The body then responds more naturally. Another case, Mrs. Lopez, 84, from California. She felt her memory was slipping. Names vanished, conversations blurred. We checked her magnesium intake. She wasn't deficient by blood test, but she was taking it inconsistently, sometimes in the morning, sometimes skipping days. I encouraged her to align it with an evening ritual, warm tea, magnesium, and journaling. 3 months later, she reported sharper focus and fewer lost words. Her daughter told me, "It feels like I have my mother back."
That's emotional, doctor, because memory is identity. When magnesium helps stabilize the brain, it's not just health, it's dignity.
Yes, Howard. These stories remind us that magnesium isn't just chemistry. It's quality of life. When seniors regain sleep, they laugh more. When their hearts calm, they walk with confidence. When their memory steadies, they reconnect with loved ones. These are not small victories, they're everything.
I love how you frame it. Too often, supplements are sold as numbers, milligrams, percentages. But here, it's about experiences. Being able to garden again, to dance at a granddaughter's wedding, to enjoy a conversation without fog.
Exactly. And the key thread through every story is consistency. None of these seniors changed overnight. They followed a rhythm, night after night, and the body rewarded them. Healing is not a sprint, it's a steady walk.
That message will resonate with so many listeners because it means they're not powerless. They can start today. They can choose to align magnesium with their body's natural wisdom.
Yes, and when they do, the stories of Tanaka, Williams, and Lopez can become their stories. Renewal is possible at any age, if you give the body what it has been quietly asking for.
Doctor, after everything we've explored, I think seniors listening right now might be asking, is magnesium really that important? Can one mineral truly change so much?
It can, Howard, but not because it is magical. It matters because it touches every corner of the body. Over 3 reactions depend on it, from your heartbeat to your memory to your muscles. Without balance, the system falters. With balance, the system thrives.
So it's not hype, it's biology.
Exactly, and the lesson here isn't to swallow endless pills. The lesson is rhythm, evening, with food, the right form, gentle consistency. When seniors do this, magnesium becomes a silent partner, working in the background to keep them steady and strong.
That's a refreshing perspective, because so often, seniors are overwhelmed with health advice. Dozens of pills, endless rules. What you're saying is simpler. Create one steady ritual and let the benefits compound.
Yes, health in old age is not about extremes. It is about harmony. Magnesium is just one example of how listening to the body's rhythm restores energy, sleep, and peace of mind.
And that makes aging less about decline and more about possibility.
Exactly. When seniors align with balance, they discover that strength is not lost. It is waiting. Magnesium, used wisely, helps open that door.
Doctor, this has been such a powerful conversation. Seniors listening now know magnesium isn't just a pill. It's a rhythm, a partnership, a quiet ally for strength. But I want to leave them with one more thought. What would you say is the single biggest mistake seniors make with magnesium?
The biggest mistake is believing it is optional. Many think, if I skip it, nothing happens. But the body notices. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but over months and years, imbalance shows itself in the heart, the bones, the mind. Skipping balance is never harmless.
That's striking, because it makes magnesium sound less like a supplement and more like an essential nutrient that deserves daily respect.
Yes, and respect is the right word. When seniors respect their bodies with rhythm, the body rewards them with stability. When they neglect it, the whispers of fatigue, cramps, or poor sleep become louder and louder.
And what I love about this message is how hopeful it is. Magnesium isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming steadiness, and steadiness is what allows seniors to live on their own terms, walking without fear, sleeping without worry, thinking with clarity.
Exactly, Howard. And here's something important. Magnesium is just one mineral. Imagine what happens when seniors begin aligning all their nutrients this way, not randomly, but with rhythm. That's when the real transformation begins.
That sounds like the beginning of an entirely new chapter, not the end of one.
Yes. Because if magnesium can restore calm, what happens when calcium, vitamin D, and potassium join in harmony? That's where the future of senior health lies. Not in more pills, but in smarter timing and synergy.
And that's the cliffhanger, isn't it? Magnesium is just the start. Seniors, you've learned how one mineral can protect your strength and calm your nights. But what about the others? What if the very way you were taking calcium, vitamin D, or potassium is either protecting your body or silently weakening it?
That, Howard, is the question we must answer next.